This is the history of this empty field and this vet center and this Dollar General here in Anoka, Minnesota. In May of 2009, this empty field used to be a King's Walk Chinese restaurant, an Amico auto parts place that had, and then also they had this garage right here, which was the Anoka Muffler and Lube. But back then it wasn't named Amico. It says something, but I can't read it. Oh, this place used to be, oh, where'd it go? Hang on a second. This place used to be EJ Automotive. At first it was originally EJ Automotive, and then over here it used to be the Anoka Repair Center until they changed it to a different name. EJ Automotive closed in 2010, and it became Amico Total Car Care Transmissions in July of 2011. King's Walk over here was still open, and the Amico was right next to it. And then this used to be the Anoka Repair Center, but then it became Anoka Muffler and Lube, which is what this garage used to be in July of 2011. And it had, and you can see the sign, Profit Mufflers and Pipes, Anoka Muffler and Lube. That's this garage on the back. King's Walk, that's this one over here, and then Amico is on this side. My dad has actually been to this Amico. That's where we had to get our car fixed for our Dodge, because it was like really scratched up and we accidentally bumped something. So we were able to fix it, and we got it fixed, and it was pretty good. And then we went to the Muffler and Lube to test the motor, and we had to test the motor on our car to see if it sounds good, and it sounds pretty good. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. And then I used to go to this King's Walk when I was little, and we used to get food here. It was pretty good. Too bad they were long gone. I've been going to King's Walk a lot of times, just delivering food and bringing it to our home. But it's a nice place, though. And then in September of 2018, King's Walk was still open. Amico was still open. Anoka Muffler and Lube was still open. And they were staying on until they were doing a going out of business sale. And then in September of 2019, this place called King's Walk closed in 2020 because of the COVID-19 pandemic, or the coronavirus pandemic. So then it became just empty. It became abandoned. Even the Amico was sadly abandoned, and even the EJ Automotive was abandoned. And the Anoka Muffler and Lube, which is what this 1919 garage is, that one is also abandoned, and even with its own repair center, also abandoned. And as you can see, they took down the one sign, now they took down two signs, and now they need to find a way how to get the third sign down. So then in May of last year, all three places were gone and replaced with an empty field. And then, as you can see, it is completely empty. Look at that. It's completely empty. Even the garage. Nothing but just the stop signs there. So now it's just completely abandoned. And now for history of this Dollar General that used to be the CVS. In May of 2009, this was originally a CVS pharmacy. This location opened in the 2002, I think, and this used to have a photo center with a drive-through pharmacy and CVS pharmacy. In July of 2011, it was a CVS pharmacy, and then this place used to have a photo center, but then it got closed in 2010, and it became a Minute, and they built a Minute Clinic in 2011. But they still have the drive-through pharmacy. Then in September of 2015, they were selling the Extra, and they got a new sign for CVS. They put like a digital clock or something. So yeah. November of 2017, however, this place was open, and I used to go here, and it was pretty busy. In September of 2018, they were selling CVS Health. Then in September of 2019, the Minute Clinic on the CVS has gone abandoned, so they put up a sign saying it's no longer in service, so you have to go in the other locations, because in 2020, that's when the virus happened. And then in August of 2021, a lot of customers have been stopping at the CVS and using the coupon center, and it played funny noises. And then in April of 2023, this place was still open, and then there was a sign on this digital clock here that said store will be closing in 2023. So they were doing a going out of business sale. And then in July of 2024, CVS closed in 2023 because they were going bankruptcy and they don't have tobacco anymore. So then in July of 2024, the drive-through pharmacy got abandoned and the CVS got abandoned, and they painted the doors and everything and changed it to be a Dollar General now. So now you can go to Dollar General and just get clocks now instead of having to just get some pharmacy stuff. I used to stop at this all the time, but now it is sadly gone. It's now Dollar General now. Yeah. And now for history of the vet center, which was a jewelry store. So let me go up to the light up here. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Come on. Here we go. I mean, I can't see the sign here. Okay, it's jumping between. Let me try something here. If I can... see if I can get to the... Okay, here we go. Wait, that's not what I wanted. Is it this one? Oh, where is it? Okay, let me go to October of 20... Okay, here we go. Here's the history of this... Now for the history of the vet center, which used to be a jewelry store. In May of 2009, this place used to be a jewelry store. It was originally called Gold's Diamonds and Jewelry. You stop here and you can get watches and clocks and stuff. Like, they have like watches and some clocks that you can build. Then in July of 2011, they had this working clock on top, and this was a jewelry store, and you can go there and they were selling a lot of expensive watches. November of 2015, this place was still operating. September of 2018, this place was still operating. 2019, this place was still operating until they were starting to sell some gold. And then in May of 2024, this jewelry store closed in 2020 because of the virus, and then it became a vet center in May of 2024. And then as of now, it's a vet center. This clock right here was turned off because they wanted to save power and save money. So then this clock was turned back on when they converted it to a vet center. They turned the clock back on, and it's still the same type of data. They used the old UI from the jewelry store and just didn't, because they turned it off because it was a name change, and now they turned it back on. It looks like a Big Ben clock, but it doesn't chime. So it was stuck at 12:05 and they couldn't get it to work. So then they put in a new type of UI and updated the data from the clock. And I think it's probably GPS computer powered. I have no idea. I think it's electric, and I think it's also computer powered. So you have to type it in and click send, and then it updates. And it's the same type of clock as with the Park Dental Riverdale, which that one likes to run pretty slow and fast. But anyways, now time for some more. We'll do a couple more on this side if I can. Yeah, Google Maps doesn't let you go on the other side, but let's do the history of this place called Ari, which is an appliance showroom, which used to be and it's about sleep, and it was like someone's home, and including this hub and stuff. So in May of 2009, this place used to be like a little funeral home, or whatever this place used to be. This place, I think, used to be like someone's house, and then there was someone's house on the other side. Then in July of 2011, this house was starting to go abandoned. And then this house was, a lot of people have been living on the 623 house. So yeah. And then in September of 2015, this old house got abandoned, and they were starting to replace it with a sleeping store. And then that house over there was, a lot of people have been still living on it. November of 2017, people stopped living on that 623 house, and then this old house used to just be nothing but just a home, and now it became a mattress store. It's About Sleep. And in September of 2018, It's About Sleep was still open, and this place is basically a mattress store. And it was a mattress store, and you can get like a lot of mattresses. It looks a little bit different than the original Mattress Factory. September of 2019, it was still open, and this house was starting to go nuts. They were selling a lot of furniture and stuff, and same with 2018. And then in August of 2021, they were having this sign. They put up a for sale sign if someone wants to have this house or demolish it. So if they don't want it, they would demolish it. But if they do have it for sale, then someone wants it. So they had a choice. But someone said no, so they're going to demolish it. And then It's About Sleep closed in 2020 because of the virus, and then it became this RE appliance showroom. So now it became an appliance store in August in 2021. April of 2023, it was very snowy, and this place was still open. And then this place used to be someone's house, but they completely demolished it and changed it to be a hub now. And as of now, it is now a hub. And then this RE place, this appliance place, was still open. So now you can just get appliances now instead of buying a mattress. And now we'll do one more, which is this place over here. In May of 2009, this right here is actually a sandwich shop. But the sandwich shop, if you go back to May of 2009, this sandwich shop used to be an Anoka Hennepin credit union, and it was basically a bank, and it had instant cash. In July of 2011, they changed the design, so it's much green now. Then in September of 2015, this Anoka Credit Union was still open. They just took the sign off because they were painting it, and then they put the "We're Open" sign up, if they're open or closed, so people were confused. So now they tore off the sign, and now it's because they wanted to do a paint redesign. And then in November of 2017, they put up a new sign, so now it's instead of it all being horizontal, it's now just top to bottom. And this place was open for a pretty long time. And in September of 2018, the credit union was still open. In 2019, it was still open. A lot of people have been getting a lot of money. And then in August of 2021, the Anoka Credit Union had sadly gone abandoned. They even tore off the instant cash sign, and it was completely abandoned. So, yeah, and this place closed in 2020 because of bankruptcy, and then during the pandemic, they were unable to receive money or transition to it, and plus it was too much data. April of 2023, this place was still abandoned, so maybe they're going to put something on here. And then as of now, they was still abandoned, but this is actually just an old picture because this is actually now a sandwich shop now. So this is actually from last year. But once I see the Google Street View car come to Anoka, then they'll post the results, and then I'll check them, and then this will be a sandwich shop now. So this is actually now a sandwich shop now, which is the America's Greatest Sandwich. So this is just an old picture of it, but there will be a picture of it soon. Once the Google Street View car drives around Anoka, then they would take a picture, post the results, and then I have to check them, and then I'll do part 2 of the history of it, and then bam. Anyways, thanks for watching all the clips. Be sure to see more in the near future. Peace. Like, comment, subscribe for Clock and Elevator 123.